getting around conversation of the defensive backs, particularly corners for the Crimson Tide. And, these 2 weeks, John, Coach Saban has a chance to really see, okay, who are my two best corners, right? I've had this competition. I talked about this competition there, but with Arkansas looming large on the horizon, I got to get to these two starting corners, and I got to get to them now. So you look at, to me, Terrion Arnold and Eli Ricks. I think these two are your two best guys, simply because I think these two guys are your two best guys. I mean, you look at Terrion Arnold, came off the bench against Texas, redshirt freshman, not just a whole lot of playing time, but a whole lot of confidence. And he actually did a pretty solid job against Xavier Worthy. In the second half, where Alabama went to Arnold, when Alabama went to Arnold, Xavier Worthy was not, his targets dropped in that second half. That first half, Quinn Ewers was hooking up with Worthy like 7-Eleven. We open all day, baby. Get your Diddy's Grand Slam right here. Like, Ewers to Worthy was big money first half. That second half, where Terrion Arnold went in, Worthy's production dropped some. That was a big job there by Terrion Arnold. Having the confidence out there playing. Former 5-star from Florida, a guy that's highly instinctive, very smart, extremely bright. You could tell there's a reason why he surged big time in fall camp. And then Eli Ricks, look, this guy, former 5-star for a reason, right? 6'2", 200 pounds. This guy, the length, the size, the athleticism, the ball skills, he was not freshman all-SEC for nothing back in 2020 at LSU. There was a reason he was freshman all-SEC. The guy had 4 picks as a freshman, okay? Turned around, got his head turned, played the ball, played with incredible technique. Now, 2021, yes, he had the shoulder injury, missed a lot of time. Yes, when he got here in Tuscaloosa, he battled with a little bit of a back injury along with the shoulder and picking up the defense. But you can't coach that type of talent and that type of ability. And as complex as the Nick Saban system is, asking Eli Ricks to go man-to-man and lock up an opposing team's best receiver and take that guy completely out of his element, it don't take a complex playbook to do that. You just tell Eli Ricks, hey, son, you be on that guy like white on rice. You follow him. You be on him like a bad dream. You follow him and you take him completely out of the play. Completely out of the picture. Man on man, mano in mano, you wreck his life. You wreck it as a corner. I think Eli Ricks is more than capable of just wrecking an opposing receiver's life, just one-on-one. I think he's more than capable of doing that because, to me, I watched Kool-Aid McKinstry and Kyrie Jackson going on now 2 years. Kool-Aid, cool nickname. It was fun seeing Coach Saban say it the entire spring of this past year. But, I mean, the man got completely roasted against Texas. Got roasted. And then Kyrie Jackson, 6'3", good size, but he got completely roasted also. And Arkansas, LSU, A&M, Mississippi State, Auburn, Tennessee, they've all gotten that film from the Texas game. And they're licking their lips going, oh, baby, if we get Kyrie and Kool-Aid, we finna have some fun. Now, I understand that none of those teams I just mentioned have Steve Sarkisian as their offensive coordinator, but Lane Kiffin is a mastermind. He got the tape. Mike Leach, air raid, mastermind. He got the tape. Josh Heupel, sneaky good at Tennessee. Hendon Hooker is his quarterback. He got the tape. Kendall Browse is the offensive coordinator at Arkansas, in case you didn't know. And KJ Jefferson is a bad man. Arkansas's got that tape. So there's some teams got that tape from Texas. And if they see Kool-Aid and Kyrie, they telling their quarterbacks, hey, attack, chunk it deep, throw it. They cannot cover. They cannot cover whatsoever. So, starting this thing off here, getting back to Eli Ricks, I'm going to say this. I understand Nick Saban insinuating that he's struggling in practice. I understand Nick Saban insinuating on Eli Ricks that you got to get him going out there in practice. But I'm going to steal a line from my man Allen Iverson. We talk about practice. Practice? Not the game. Not the game. We're talking about practice. We talk about practice out here. But the point being, some guys are practice guys. They go out there, they practice well, but when the lights come on, it ain't there. Case in point for Alabama, bless his heart, Ben Davis. Ben Davis, good practice player. Couldn't quite get it with them lights on. Couldn't quite get it with them lights on. You look at a lot of guys are like that. Great practice player. But when the lights come on and it's a game, and you got 100,000 fans yelling obscenities at you and screaming down your neck, too much for him. Eli Ricks may be one of them guys where practice may not be his best. When them lights come on, he a completely different cat. He a completely different dude. He just ball out. Johnny Manziel was the same way. Y'all remember Johnny football? Johnny Manziel practice. And Johnny wasn't about no practice. When the lights came on, College Station, Johnny turned up. Johnny was out there. Doing this little thug thistle out there. That was Johnny. Same thing with Eli Ricks. May not be the practice player, but on the field, them lights on, it's Saturday night, that man gonna get down to business. He gonna get down to work. And that's what Saban has got to see here. This is what Coach Saban's got to see here. You went in and you got this man from the transfer portal. You went in and got him. So because you went in there and got him, obviously there's something you see in Eli Ricks, obviously. And I understand there's a lot of former Saban players that will say, well, if you don't practice the right way, he's about you practicing the right way. You got to practice well. I understand all of that. Played high school ball. I understand all of that, the importance of practice. I was the greatest practice player myself. But half the time, my coach didn't even want to put me in the game. And I practiced my butt off. And I was ready to go in and dominate. I had to sub myself in the game one time. That's besides the point. Point being, I practiced my butt off. The coach didn't want to put me out there. Here's Eli Ricks. May not be the greatest practice player, but we've seen his work. 4 picks as a freshman at LSU. All SEC freshman team. Put this man on the field. Kyrie ain't doing it for you. Kool-Aid ain't doing it for you. Terrion Arnold's got potential. Who's the second corner? You got to look at Eli. You got to look at Eli Ricks. If you're not going to look at Eli Ricks, at least for goodness sake, look at Johnquez Robinson. Please, look at Johnquez Robinson, at least. And here's a guy that came in the 2020 class, 4-star from South Florida. Here's a guy that came in, size, very comparable to Trayvon Diggs. Skill set, very comparable to Trayvon Diggs. He came in and prepared Alabama for the Citrus Bowl against Michigan. And Coach Saban talked about it. Johnquez Robinson has earned that right to have a role here in the secondary. Well, if he's earned the right to have that role, let's see Johnquez Robinson at corner. If you're not going to play Eli Ricks, at least let's see Johnquez. At least let's see him. If he didn't earn the role, put the brother out here. Let's see what he can do. But these next 2 weeks, that corner spot's got to be solved. Because after watching Texas Everybody's got that film, and they're licking their chops. So between Terrion Arnold, Eli Ricks, Johnquez Robinson, put somebody out there within those three. Somebody got to be out there to get this cornerback spot in the line.